Hey positive vibes, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is about a little bit of drama. Why? Y'all, I don't even know. I can't even tell you why are these people even beefing. What's the drama all about? But in today's video, I'm going to be reacting to somebody explaining what the drama is all about when it is concerning the Wizards of Waverly Place reboot drama, which the only thing I could think of that would make them want to so quote unquote beef or have drama is only the fact that a lot of the original cast wasn't a part of it. I didn't know it was David Henry who was the one who came about all of this, and he's the producer, whatever the case may be. He's the one who's really making the call, making the shots, things like that. And I guess a couple people got mad, like it ruffled a few feathers of the old original cast. But then it's like, make everything make sense. If it's about him and his new family, do we really have to see this person, that person, and these people? Like, nobody else is really relevant in this season besides, obviously the parents, the siblings, and maybe the friends. It's cool they brought Harper back and everything, but I'm not saying that she didn't belong. I'm just saying, like, 'cause I absolutely love her and I'm glad that she was a part of it for even a second. I'm just saying, like, Alex was not a big majority thing on the show. Although she was to us, like, oh my gosh, we got Alex is back, but the whole point of the reboot was for Justin and his family to get their shine and really just make it all about them. And then when Billy came around, then that's when, okay, now Alex has her role, but is she in every episode? No, she's not. She just kind of comes and goes, and then she's gonna disappear in this last season. We don't even know where she's at, or whatever the case may be. I still haven't seen any episode. I only watched the first one, so I still don't know where the girl is. But other than that, my whole point is, if Alex is not going to be in every single episode, if she's not a main thing for the reboot, then it's like, why bring the friends? Why bring her past people if it doesn't really tie into each other? Also, Mason is cool, seeing him and all, but it's like, okay, now what? Like, what else is going to tie into Mason being there? Like, this is the last season. What are they trying to do? Leave it off on a cliffhanger or just throw people in there just because? But we're going to see.
People out there who are really passionate about the Wizards of Waverly Place, which was a Disney Channel sitcom that aired from 2007 to 2012 and is most widely regarded for being the launching pad for Selena Gomez, who is now a singing and acting powerhouse. Wizards of Waverly Place was never my Disney Channel original series of choice. I feel like I might have been a little bit too old for it at the peak of its popularity. There are some people who love it though. Like, they absolutely went up for it.
I absolutely love it. It was Wizards of Waverly Place for me. It was Hannah Montana. Hannah Montana, I ain't gonna lie. Like, Hannah Montana, that's where we're like my top of the list. But Hannah Montana, I would have like Hannah Montana birthday parties and things like that. But anywho.
I also do remember it being like a little weirdly more mature than some of the other ones, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I recall the last Wizard sibling battle to the death that they did, where everyone watching it was crying and everyone in it was crying, and it's like, whoa, that's a little intense for a Disney sitcom. To be honest, the episode that sticks in my mind the most is the one where Alex and Harper do the hat song. The hat song was fun.
What's that? A beanie? What's that? A hat? Crazy.
Bucky, Chucky, Harris, like, here's that.
And I Carly got one. Wizards is the most recent one.
I did forget about the fact that Boy Meets World did have like a reboot with the Girl Meets World, things like that. They do try to reboot a lot of things, and some things just don't need a reboot, in my opinion.
And I guess it was semi-popular because it ran for a couple of years, which It says a lot in the era of streaming. But okay, someone was watching it enough that it was popular enough to run for a couple seasons, and the final season of it just wrapped up. And if you're wondering why we're talking about this now, well, it's because a lot of the cast and crew have made it known that they are very dissatisfied with the outcome of not only this show ending, but also the framework and circumstances under which it was produced. So, Jake T. Austin, who plays Max in the show, for reasons that we'll get into. Selena Gomez is very busy, so she pops up here and there when needed. Selena Gomez. And that leaves David Henry, who played the stickler older brother Justin in the original show, to be running things while the other two siblings are away. David Henry is the executive producer of the show. He seems to be a lot more hands-on than other cast members and even showrunners. Worth noting here that David Henry is also relatively MAGA adjacent. He has been spotted at pro-life rallies. He has appeared in some MAGA-coded movies. He got in trouble for having a Glock in the airport, although here in America that could happen to anyone of any political persuasion, I guess. And we actually talked about this last year. He got in some hot water because he was acting a little weird toward a former cast member who played a small role on the original Wizards of Waverly Place. The actor who played Zeke is now an OnlyPans model, or at least was at the time, and
Zeke.
because he was doing a Wizards Beyond Waverly Place promo with the new cast that has kids in it, and he was very much harping on and alluding to the fact that this actor, was doing unsavory things.
Finally, choose a reoccurring character who should guest star on Wizards Beyond Waverly Place.
It's getting messy.
Silence.
I can't believe you guys put one of these people on here.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Millennials understand that. Okay, so William Van Heusen, Mason Grayback, Zeke Beakerman.
Now, the actor who played Zeke seemed reasonably unfazed by this, but it appears that he might not be the only former cast member that David Henry has a contentious relationship with.
But also, I feel like, what would be the point of Zeke even being there? Yeah, they were best friends and all that in their, prime. It's now, okay. And even though, that's even in real life, people who are cool in high school and after high school, people just go their separate ways anyway. So what was Zeke even pop in for? Is anybody really even checking to see the best friend for real? No.
The big one here, JT Austin, who played Max in the original series, is noticeably absent from the reboot. He doesn't appear in it at all. And as the dust settles from the new reboot ending, JT Austin decided to weigh in on this conversation, saying, here's the full story from my perspective. I first met with Disney in 2020 to discuss returning as Max for what I was told was essentially going to be a continuation of the original series. I only learned as a spin-off was happening when it was announced in the media in October 2024. I was the only Russo family member who wasn't invited to make a cameo appearance or visit the set by the end of season 1. I was also not invited to the premiere. I was kept in the dark about coming back until after the show wrapped season 1. In April 2025, I received a DM from David asking if I would be interested in returning to the show. By that point, I already felt dismissed for not being invited back during season 1, and I wasn't a fan of where they were taking the show in general. The whole thing felt off. I feel like more of the OG Wizards cast should have been involved from the beginning, not just randomly appear for an episode or two, so I passed. Now, following this statement, DMs surfaced between David Henry and a fan of the show, and the fan asked, sorry not to be rude, but why didn't you include JT Austin in the reboot? And David replied with, trust me, I am heartbroken more than you. We invited him back many times, and we wished he would have accepted. We had a beautiful return all mapped out. In fact, we built the entire second season around his return, and we're gutted that he didn't accept. One of the other Wizards of Waverly Place showrunners also confirms this and said that Jake was asked multiple times to return by many different people, and that he was also asked to return in the finale. Now, obviously, this is a he said, she said situation. We don't
Right.
know who was right here. There are conflicting narratives, but there is more evidence on the side of David Henry intervening and having extensive control over which former cast members were allowed to appear in the show. For example, this shady comment from David DeLuise, who played Jerry Russo on the original show. The comment reads, it would not be over if the OG Wizards were really there. Missed opportunity.
Ooh, now he being shady. But you know what? The dad did have his little appearance. But he still can make his last appearance. You know, if the mom had the chance to be there, then obviously they should have the dad. Like, just put two and two together and just make it all make sense. But the show over with now, so let's just enjoy these last few episodes we got of this season. Honestly.
Anyway, now let's talk about what Jennifer Stone, who played Harper, said about the initial premise of the show, what David Henry told her about it, and why she was hesitant about it, and Harper's appearance in it. Because Harper appears in the final season, but she isn't in the first 2 seasons of the show, which kind of gives some insight into how David Henry was framing this new reboot.
Just snap a photo and list in minutes. Easy, right? The buyer covers shipping, so there's no cost for you. And with zero...
To be honest, I had mourned the fact that I was not going to be a part of the reboot, just because when I talked to David Henry, it's about a totally different family. Like, Selena pops in and out, and so he's like, it doesn't really make sense for you to come in. And I was like, come on, we can make it make sense. But it just didn't work out that way. And so I had to come to terms with the fact that I had heard it was the last season. So I was like, okay, well, then that's done. And I'm a big believer that things happen exactly as they're supposed to. So I was like, okay,
right.
We can remember Harper the way that she was, all that good stuff.
And then finally, as if the pile-on wasn't brutal enough, Todd Greenwald, the creator of the original series, left this comment. I want to do the entire Beyond canon in one simple chapter by simply ignoring it. It was all Max's dream. Fixed. Moving on. So this comment was pretty perplexing to me because it feels like a lot of these nostalgia reboots often sort of play it safe. And you would think that under the Disney umbrella, that would be the case. That would certainly be the case because Disney's not known to rock the boat on any of their streaming properties. I mean, for Christ's sake, they canceled the Lizzie McGuire reboot because it was a little too edgy, and look at the resurgence that Hilary Duff is having right now, like, kind of dumb on their part, low-key. But there's a clip that is going viral right now of Wizards Beyond Waverly Place. And I'm putting a filter on it because I really want it to pass through copyright checks so I can show it to you because it is genuinely insane. So if it looks a little funky, that's why.
Let's see the tea.
Damien.
Hi, Alex. Wait, this is not how I wanted this to go. Let's try that again.
So that's Billy Daddy. Okay. Little spoiler alert.
Hey, Alex.
Pause. I will read you what the context of this is afterwards. But when I first saw this, I was like, that is really and truly bizarre. And I don't think it gets much better after the context is revealed. I have no words.
Oh, wait a minute now.
And I have nothing to say to that. Absolutely nothing. Alright, so obviously I didn't watch this show. I'm going to read a quick synopsis about this character. Spoilers for Wizards Beyond Waverly Place, I guess. But Damien Penwolf was raised by his father to embrace dark magic and follow a path of evil. However, after meeting Alex Russo, the two fell in love, which ultimately led Damien to reject his father's influence and abandon the dark path he had been taught. Damien and Alex later married and had a daughter, Billy, who I think is the main character of this show. When Billy began extraordinary magical abilities tied to a prophecy foretelling the end of the world, Damien feared that his father might attempt to exploit her powers. In order to protect her, he proposed concealing Billy's existence through magic. The spell erased Billy's memories, as well as those of the Russo family, effectively removing all knowledge of her from their lives. It is implied that Damien's own memories were erased as part of the spell. The memories of Damien and Alex's relationship, along with Billy's existence, were sealed inside a locket bearing the Penwolf family crest, which Alex kept hidden. Years later, when Billy was forced to open a rift to the world of dark magic in order to fulfill the prophecy, Alex's tear unlocked the locket, restoring everyone's memories of Billy and the events that had been erased. In order to seal the rift, Alex jumped through the portal with Lord Morsis closing it from the other side. Right, so this is some Harry Potter inspired magic fanfic bullshit, right? Like, it doesn't matter, but apparently this
I am so confused.
conspiracy theory because it happened at the end of one of these seasons that Alex Russo died. Does anyone remember all the Pop Crave adjacent accounts were tweeting like Alex Russo has died in Wizards Beyond?
Yes, I was so heartbroken. Like, what's going on?
That she wasn't dead. She just jumped into a magical void, but I guess that was not explicitly.
That's definitely how they made it seem. Y'all don't play. That's how they made it seem. Like.
Communicated enough. And then also, alright, so Alex had a kid with this new character in this reboot, and I guess the way that they addressed the old boyfriend that she had, the
Mason,
they imply that he died?
Why can't I propose to you?
Because you're dead.
I think
what? Okay, now, wait a minute now. You brought Mason back, but he ain't really back because he gone. What is the point of bringing him back just to say that? Yes, Mason was her true love, but if he gone, he gone. See, why even bring up these characters when it doesn't even make sense in the beginning?
need quality entertainment now more than ever because, like I said earlier in this video, if they're not getting quality entertainment from the big production companies that should be making it, and not only making it, but making it with like education in mind or like teaching kids morals or improving society somewhat, because yeah, Disney Channel original series and like especially the Nickelodeon series, like a lot of it kind of stupid for sure and kind of silly, but like there's some lessons in there, some morals at the very least. You know, it keeps your attention, it has plots, it's not like so totally like pro brain rot. Kids deserve more of that, and they're not going to get any of it if these companies are so hell-bent on fast-tracking nostalgia reboots for properties that their parents used to like that they have no connection to. And not only do they have no connection to it, but the parents don't have much of a connection to it either if all of the characters just serve the purpose of making one episode cameos and then the rest of the show is about like their kids who you don't give a shit about. Everything about this was so odd and bizarre. At no point did I know what was happening next. I guess I need to start paying more attention to like the state of streaming and children's media nowadays because this is just abysmal. This is just abhorrent. Like I really think that Bluey is.
So all in all, what I got from that video when she broke it all down is basically the ones who were in the show, okay, cool, congratulations to them, like you made it. But the ones who weren't a part of it or feeling some type of way, like obviously, yes, Max should have been a part of it in some little way, make his little appearance like, hey, this the brother. If they got Alex, and you know, obviously they should have got the brother Max. Like Max was a big part of it too. He was in all the seasons and things like that, but I'm not understanding the whole Mason situation. Like I'm gonna have to watch that episode for myself, but the way it was explained, I'm just as confused as I was before. But I hope you guys like my reaction. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you think about all this drama.